and fight for righteousness in the state of Texas.
Did you make the observation that the gallery at least was applauding for the nomination speeches of Mr. Turner?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, you're walking around the Capitol today. People that love this country, are willing to fight, to understand policies. They're here today in support of Scott Turner.
As John Albanese ran for office back in the 2012 cycle. Is that correct, John?
That is correct, and the reason why I ran is because the incumbent there was a supporter of Strauss, and you know, it wasn't a victory that we had at that point in time, but the grassroots don't give up. Over time, we did have that individual removed, and that's how we work. We keep fighting. We don't get discouraged. We keep moving forward.
John Albanese, thanks a lot, friend. All right. It's the Con Man, Adam Con Man of the website Con Man Musings. Adam, you sat right here in Scott Turner's office, watched everything blow by blow, your overall observations.
Today, this vote underscores the disconnect between the will of the members of the Texas House of Representatives and the will of the voters of this state. Quite simply, the will of the members is not the will of the voters. You saw that in this vote. Every time someone spoke on behalf of Scott Turner, the gallery went nuts. Every time someone spoke on behalf of Strauss, the members applauded. You can see it right there. But in this state, in the state of Texas, within the Republican Party, there is a disconnect between the will of the members and the will of the voters. And either the members will do the will of the voters this session in some miracle that we can't see yet, or we're going to get new members.
Conmansmusing.com, right?
Actually, just Google Conman's Musings. It's a long URL.
All right, you can listen to you on Raging Elephants Radio when you make your appearances as well.
We can do that as well.
One of the most active citizen journalists in the state of Texas, Adam Conman. Thanks, man, for all you do.
Yeah.
Look at the gallery Look at the gallery just how it is emptied out after it. Just emptied out. Look at him. Sad day. Come on in here, Michael. Michael Smith out of Tarrant County was there that day, recorded it. You were so kind to share the audio, the video, and some statistics about what happened on Northeast Tarrant Tea Party back in November. I think it was about the 10th or 11th, and when Giovanni Capriglione announced his support for Judge Strauss, and it just floored everybody. Julie McCarty reported to us that there were those who actually shed tears openly when that was announced. Excuse us, sir. And your thoughts today about this 127-19 vote in favor of Joe Strauss for another term?
I want to shed tears again. I've been with Scott for 368 days now, and doing what I can to educate folks and make them understand the importance of this. Giovanni's a big disappointment. I'm going to keep it positive and keep my powder dry for now, but Giovanni, you're fired. You cut the legs out from under us.
A lot of them did, didn't they? Yeah. You put a lot of trust, you put a lot of work into this effort for Giovanni Capriglione, for them to do this, and for Tan Parker and Jody Laubenberg and Cindy Burkett and James White and all those that we put our trust in, and they flipped on us, didn't they?
They flipped on us. I mean, I can speak specifically to Giovanni.
He ran against a Strauss speakership, didn't he?
He ran against Speaker Strauss when he ran against Vicky Truitt. I've got screenshots of what he said, how he campaigned, and Giovanni cut the legs out of us. And I don't know how different the vote would have been, but Giovanni gave cover to many more representatives to vote for Strauss because Giovanni flipped on the Tea Party and he betrayed us. And he's going to pay the price for it. I don't know that I'll beat him in 2016, but in 14 months, the pit bull's going to be unleashed, and that pit bull's name's Michael B.
Are you announcing your candidacy for that today?
No, I'm not. I'm better suited working for good people to get them elected. That's what I do. That's the talents that God gave me.
But it's not a secret that there's already recruitment and vetting processes going on in that district, aren't there?
There absolutely is.
Michael Smith, a lot of emotion. All right, we're actually in Scott Turner's office, guys.
Thanks, Craig.
All right.
Excuse me.
She's not the only one. There's a lot of people that we're going after. You got about 127 targets. No, you don't know. That's not the problem. The problem is you need to set some examples. We set examples in the country. We're going to set examples in Texas. And that's going to start immediately. Cindy Burkett, I personally work with her on the SREC, and I am going after her myself and Dan Flynn.
Congratulations. It's a target-rich environment, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
And your name, sir?
I'm John Cook. I used to be on the SREC from Senate District 2. We helped Bob Hall beat.
Congratulations on that victory. Bittersweet day for you to see Bob Hall take the oath and then this disappointment. Yeah.
Yes, thank you.
Bittersweet, but perhaps we'll have a more productive Senate than we ever had in our lifetimes, correct?
Right. More productive. Hopefully. In Senate, yes. I'm not sure about the House because look what happened last time. 51% of the bills out of the House.
Democrat initiatives. Yeah. Thank you, Mr. Cook.
Thank you.
All right.
For helping doing this.
You be blessed. All right.
John.
Yes.
You want to sign in?
Have I signed it yet? Excuse me.
There you go.
Hey, Ken.
Hey. You want to go there?
Okay. Ken Emanuelson, laudering outside of Scott Turner's office. Might as well get one of the most prominent grassroots activists in the state of Texas, if not in the nation, on record.
Well, if you can find him, go ahead and talk to him.
I'm talking at least one of them, at least. Okay. Your thoughts? 127 to 19.
Well, I'll tell you, I mean, this is, we have our work cut out for us. If there's one message for today, that is that we have our work cut out for us. The message needs to go out to everybody that stood with Strauss. We're going to be watching everything going forward, and you own this. That's the message that every representative that voted for Strauss needs to hear going forward. You own him, you voted for him, and everything that happens going forward, you're responsible for, and we're going to count it against you when we go look at our votes in the spring. And by the way, you hope you're thinking about this when you think you might be running for higher office, because every bit of this is going to come back up. We've already told you, we've called you, we've spoken to you and told you what's going to happen. We know what's going to happen. We can predict what's going to happen this session, and everything we've predicted is likely to come to pass. And when it does, we're going to be reminding you of it, and we're going to reminding your other voters in your district about it.
Ken Emanuelson, who we're talking to, target-rich environment for the 2016 session.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, a lot of these folks, they ran with the idea that they're going to be representing Tea Party or conservative values. Their mail pieces are very clear that they stand for expanding the carry rights, expanding school options for children. They're all about responsible and honest budgeting, and we're not likely to see a lot of that this session. Immigration, we don't really expect we're going to see any really reasonable improvements on the immigration front. And again, this is something that these folks ran on in their campaigns. So we're not asking them to do anything other than what they ran on and said they believed in their campaigns.
Did you make the observation that whenever the nominations were made for Mr. Turner, the gallery was applauding in approval, and it was just the opposite when the nominations for Mr. Strauss were delivered? It was like it was the membership that was doing all the applauding.
I was watching it on a feed, so I wasn't able to perceive that, but I got that idea. It certainly seemed to be that way. I noticed that the chair had to bring the House to order a couple of times after the nomination speeches for for Turner, and so I think that was very telling to me.
Well, guys, this is Ken Emanuelson, one of the original founders of the Dallas Tea Party, unquestionably perhaps the most influential and effective Tea Party in the nation, and he doesn't give up, he doesn't quit. We continue to need your work, Ken. We hope you're going to stay on the battlefield with us and continue to be one of our generals.
Well, I will be out there, I will be pushing, and I will be prodding, and I will be reminding the voters of Texas what these guys did, and that they're responsible for everything that Strauss and his team does this session and doesn't do, and we pretty much know what that's going to be. So I thank you for those kind words. The great thing about the Tea Party movement is that everybody's a general. You step up and you just get something done.
Ken Emanuelson, thanks a lot, man.
Thank you.
All right.